Hello again. Today is day 3 of 2.1 inputs. Some of you may have moved past this, which is terrific. You don't have to abide by the day 1, day 2, day 3. If some of you may work a little faster than others, and that's 100% okay. A couple things we're going to do today. We're going to learn about alligator clips, and we're going to learn about a few sensors. Okay, so I do have my alligator clips here. I'm going to hope to show you a little bit using my camera. First thing we're going to talk about are the alligators. There are two different types of alligators. There is alligator clips that have two ends that are the same. Okay, these are the regular alligator clips on each end. You squeeze them and they open and shut. Okay. We also have alligator clips that have a jumper pin on one side and the clip on the other. So this is a jumper pin and this is an alligator clip. Now let me show you just one little trick. If you notice that how that this is plugged in, okay, so the electrode goes into the alligator clip and is just kind of in there. The reason I want you guys to keep your covers, these are the covers, they have a tendency to come off. I want you to keep those covers on so that these don't become disconnected. All right, I am not an electrician, neither is your teacher if you're not here at Sudlow. I'm not an electrician, and putting these back together is not something I enjoy doing. So if you would please, please, please try to keep these plastic covers on. It kind of just helps keep everything connected. It also protects your fingers because pinching these is not all that fun. So I found a way to connect these back up. You just kind of clip these onto a container of some sort, and then you can slide them back in place. Okay, so now it's back in place. So please do me a favor and keep that in mind when we're working on the alligator clips. I much appreciate it. Okay, so a couple things about alligator clips is they are used to attach our electronics. Okay, so not only are you learning code in here, you are learning about electronic connections. This is our microbit, and these are the pins that the alligator clips attach to. Each black mark indicates a pin number in the microbit code world. We, however, are only going to use the 0, 1, 2, all right, for our coding purposes. But for those of you who go beyond this class, just know that each of those little sensors is considered a pin, okay? All right, so we're going to use a photocell resistor, pressure switch, and flex sensor for this lesson. This is a photocell resistor. All right, it looks like a little solar thing at the top of it. This one's been well used. It has 2 legs on it. All right, these have a tendency to pop off, so be nice, okay? This isn't an insect that you're popping the legs off of. Please leave those intact. This is the pressure sensor. Pressure sensor, you're just squeezing this part to get the pressure. Okay, this one requires the jumper pins at the end. Okay, they plug in there. Then we have our flex sensor. This is our flex sensor. Okay, also requires jumper pins in there. Please don't bend that. That's not going to do any good. The sensor is here. Okay, we're not going to crease this at all. You're just going to bend it one way or the other or leave it. Okay, please don't put any creases in it. It will ruin the flex sensor. All right. So these sensors are either analog or digital, depending on how they're being coded. Component digital is on or off. It's either on or it's off. There's no in between. And analog is those light switches that have the variation. It's really dim or it's really bright. Sometimes they're in a basement or whatever. Those are analog. There's a variation between 0 on and off. There's like an in between. Okay, so that's really the difference between digital and analog. All right, when you put in your pins, when we plug in our alligator clips, there's a couple different ways to do it. I like to put mine this way, just kind of hanging off the edge like it's an earring. Some people I've seen will do it this way. Okay, that works too. All right, just depends on how many you're plugging in at a time. All right, so the 3-volt and the ground, that's power. 3-volt is your power. Ground relates to the power supply. All right, it's going to depend on what power source you're using if you need that. The motors take a little more power, so you're going to need a little more juice for that. All right. Analog and digital inputs, we talked about that already. Digital sensors are on and off. Analog sensors, there's a variety, there's a range of numbers. All right, first activity, we are going to use our push button. A and B are inputs, okay? They are inputs, they're digital. They're either on or they're off. So we're going to create a digital input test program that shows a happy face emoji when the microbit detects the A button is pushed. And then if it's not, then you're going to have a line emoji. If you go to the worksheet, and I have activity 4, I have linked. All right, so create a digital input test program that shows a happy face emoji and a line. All right, so you're just going to the make code and you're creating that and you're testing it on the um, emulator. Okay, we've done this multiple times, so you should know. Instead of the comparison block in the if-then world, you're just going to go to the input and get a button A is pressed in the input section that will go into the if-then statement. Okay, so basically this is some information about analog and digital sensors. Okay, just in case somebody asks. The next thing we're going to learn about is the pressure sensor. Okay, so the pressure sensor is you're going to connect your pressure sensor using the jumpers. I only have one jumper with me, so it just plugs right in to the end there. You're going to need 2 of them. All right, I only have one with me. Sorry about that. So you're going to need 2 with you, and then you're going to create a code. So first thing you have to do is you have to test the pressure switch. You have to get the numbers for which this particular pressure switch works. And in the worksheet, I have given you the analog code that you need for that. So if you just click on that, it's going to take you to the analog code. You're going to use this for every analog sensor that you have. So you must save this. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it again and again and again. Okay. So what I would do is that you download this to your microbit. So you go to download, and then I don't have my microbit plugged in, but you're going to download it. You're going to go to show in folder. Hang on. Okay. Show in folder, and then you're going to drag this to your microbit.